Hello and welcome back to the Greenhorn Photo Taker. Today we are looking for the worst kept secret in the Delaware Water Gap, Hidden Falls, also known as SIlverspray Falls. And I'm looking around now for where the trailhead might be because this is not on a map. I say it's not on a map. Well, that's true. There are many websites that give a general sense of where to look. So that's what I've been doing now. I've been just poking around to see which trail might lead to SIlverspray Falls. There's a bunch of unmarked trails slash roads that move off to the ridge behind me. I don't really know which one is Hidden Falls. We'll have to figure that out. Right where I parked is a single track footpath that might be it, but one of the guides that I saw online said it was right before a fence related to a bridge, which I saw that on the way in, but the trail was so overgrown, I'm having a hard time believing that it's it. But it is before the fence, so I'm just gonna walk down there without my gear for a moment and hopefully figure out where to begin. It is a Wednesday afternoon, or evening I should say. It's almost 6 o'clock, and the weather forecast calls for maybe 10 days of rain on and off. Insanity. But I figured I better get out now if the next 10 days will be rainy. But on the other hand, maybe this won't be a success today because I have a feeling the falls are pretty seasonal, and maybe after the rain we can make do. Yeah, look at this. Interesting. So if this is the stream that SIlverspray Falls is on, we're in for a bust. That was the bridge. Is this a trail? That is not a trail. But I don't see anything else that could remotely be considered a trailhead. I'm starting to feel this might be a multi-day adventure. I have very little confidence I'm at the correct spot. And the other piece of information I have is once you get on trail, you have to cross the stream once. So this is a bit more promising, but there is a trail that leads over here, as well as one across the creek. This must be it. We found it. I see it off in the distance. As far as adventures go, this one is pretty tame. So there really isn't a great composition here right now. And I shouldn't say composition, there really isn't a great photograph. I do want to take out the tripod, at least lock in a composition. That way I can mull it over and post over the next couple of weeks and come back here after a rainstorm. I also think this would look great in the snow. Maybe a little bit of ice around that more of a flat face. That could be pretty cool on ice. So let's take out the tripod. I'm thinking a 3x4 you know, turn the camera on its side type of shot, looking down, looking up, from as low to the ground as I can possibly be. Let's see what happens. The greenhorn photo taker strikes again. I don't have my, this camera isn't even straight. I don't have my tripod attachment, so I can't hook my camera up. Much better. What a difference a week makes. I think it's probably a week to the day that I've been out here. And the past 4 days or so have seen many, many thunderstorms roll through. Especially 2 days ago on Monday. I think I heard thunder for 9 or 10 straight hours. Like without exaggeration. And the storms were pretty vicious at times. I lost power for a day and a half. And looking at the radar, they were just really blowing this area up, which is to my west. So I was interested to see what the falls look like. Now, to be honest, I thought the water would be flowing more. And I bet you that it probably was yesterday. But I didn't want to chance it with some more rain in the forecast. So I'm here a day later, and I'm sure the flow has reduced considerably, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Because I think looking back now, or looking behind me, any more water probably would be difficult to photograph to get that wispy long exposure. And that's what I was hoping for here. Most people take the same photo here, and I'll take the obligatory one. But I also want to try to find one of my own unique compositions that might put my own twist on these hidden falls or SIlverspray Falls. All right, let's get to it. I'm excited. So my first inclination is to try and capture the entire falls. Right? Is there a shot where I can have the base, this level with the various rivulets coming down, and the whole entire falls, the top end of the falls in view as well. And I can certainly do that with a wide angle lens, maybe down at this level. And if you look where I am, I'm pretty close to the falls as it is. But I'm wondering if I go a little bit farther away downstream and use a zoom lens, that might lend, well, two things. I think the compression will help a little bit to keep everything in frame. And two, I don't like to focus stack. And being so close to the basin here presents me with an issue where there's no way I can get 1 foot in front of me in focus and then the falls behind me in focus too. So the further away I am, it'll help me keep the entire frame in focus at a decent enough aperture. So I'm gonna try that for a few minutes without the tripod, just with my camera, and see what exactly I can work out. Despite my best efforts for a composition further away from the falls, ultimately it didn't work out. For my first shot, I went for something very close, and really I wanted to look at the bottom of the falls and maybe just a sliver or a quarter of the top of the falls. And what I liked was, it's not lit up now, but on my right hand side, I'll point to it on screen, there was just a ray of sunshine highlighting some of the green shrubbery to the left of the falls and to my right. And that really looked pretty awesome on the back of camera. So just that, I like the sun, not on the water of course, and it just lent something special to the shot that I wanted to try and capture. Now I've got my camera on, I don't have an L bracket, but luckily this Manfrotto tripod, the arm can swivel up and then rotate 90 degrees, so I can actually use the camera on its side. So what I want to try here is a 4x3 turned on its side, so a 3x4 shot. And I want to get the lower falls in again, but then also the green shrubbery all the way up to the top really strikes me as pretty cool. There's a lot of moss on the logs, a lot of gnarled roots, so I want to try to get all of that in one shot. I ultimately took 3 shots on the day, and this first one is the classic view from straight on in front of the falls, and it is my least favorite. I think my exposure time of a quarter of a second didn't really do it this justice. I wish there was more wispiness to the bottom section of the falls. Compositionally speaking, it's just okay. That log to the bottom right hand side of the frame sticks out and draws way too much attention away from the falls itself. This next shot is a great improvement, and as you can immediately tell, there is a single focus point of the bottom of the falls. The moss on the top ledge, the light shining on the leaves on the left hand side, all of this lends to a photograph that I am definitely proud of. I even like the character on top of the rock in the middle of the cascade, where you have this brownish or goldish residue or scrapings or something on top of that rock. Which looks pretty cool. The last shot is my favorite, and it's simply because I moved a little bit to the left of the entire scene and have the upper falls on the top left and the bottom falls in the bottom right. And I like this perspective a lot. Luckily, the sun was still shining only on this section that I wanted it to, and it really includes the moss, that rock with the brown, whatever it is on top of it. It just gives a more, secluded, cozy scene to the entire feel of the picture. So this ended up being my favorite shot on the day. Ultimately, Hidden Falls is very picturesque in the right flow. I think I even like it better than Buttermilk Falls, even though Buttermilk is much taller. And I compare the two because they are in the same vicinity. So this will be a spot that I definitely return to in different seasons and different flows. Thanks for watching. Get out and explore.